So when it comes to traditional programming, we give data and program, and finally we get output. In traditional programming, you give data and you give program, you get output. Can you give any example who is from programming background, or you whatever you learn Python programming? You tell me just one example where you give data and program and then you get output. You see the difference here. In machine learning, we give data and output, we get a program. That is the difference. I'll explain you here using a very easy diagram. Very easy. See, data, answer. If x is 1, y should be 2. This is output, this is input. If x is 2, y is 4. So you have to find the program, you have to find the model. Program means what? Model. So seeing this input and your output is also given here. See, data, output. You have to find the model. Program means model here. Here data, models are given, you have to find the output. So data, output given. If data is 1 and the output is 2, if the data is 2, output is 4. So data, output you have to find a formula that is called model. Program, you have to find a formula which will describe this data and output. So in machine learning, you have to find a model somehow which will classify. In classification problem, in regression model, it will be regression. Okay, so we'll go through one by one. Here your data, output, the same one, and you have to find the rule. So if you write the rule here, x into 2, because if you input 1, you get 2, you have to apply this formula. The same diagram. And before proceeding further, these are some words you will come across quite often. Data set. Most of the time we'll be taking data set from sklearn. In sklearn, they've given some data sets like RStudio. If you have done R programming, you can import data. Similarly, here also, data sets are available. Otherwise, you have to download data sets from different websites. Normally, we download it from GitHub, we download it from Kaggle, we download it data set from Data World. Apart from this, we will be using sklearn. So there we'll have a lot of data set we can use. I'll show you that also before starting the class. And data fitting, this is there in statistics, this is there in actual science. Feature, when we talk about feature, what are the features available? Means these are the labels. Then hyperparameter, model, obviously what model you use, and loss function will be there. We have to minimize loss and maximize profit. Here we talk about loss. It's there in statistics, it's not new word. Overfitting is in statistics, the same. Hyperparameter is also there, but here hyperparameter has also a greater role in machine learning models. Now comes data collection, data preparation, model fitting, model evaluation, and hyperparameter tuning. That means if you change this one, it's like a control. Suppose you have a TV, everything is there, you get the whatever programs from outside, Tata Sky or whatever you use, you get it, then the control is there with you. When you tune it, suppose you want high volume, then you make it high. If you want to listen using slow volume, you make it slow. That way you control. That's hyperparameter tuning. So hyperparameter is different from parameter. Parameters are there in the model. Hyperparameters are separate. Again, here in machine learning, we'll have models where some are parametric models, some are non-parametric models. Non-parametric model means you have no parameters. I mean, roughly saying. And parametric model means you have parameters. Coming to hyperparameter, they are separate. I'll tell you when I will start any model. Now, this is supervised learning. In supervised learning here, if you see, so this is classification and this is regression. Any of you can explain what is the difference between this and this? What is a classification task? In machine learning, we say classifier, and regression task, we say regressor. Can you tell me the difference seeing this? We can start with this one or this one. If you have studied CS1, you have done regression already. If you didn't study CS1 regression, you can start from here. Even I planned this time to start from here. Normally I start from regression, but this time I'll start from classification from the next class. It will be fully mathematical. I'll show you some. Oh, it's not here. I deleted. Yeah, it's here. See, this is mathematical. This is fully mathematics. You have to learn it. Later, we'll implement using Python. That's a separate thing. This is entropy. And we will use this to classify. See, this is classification. I can give you one classification example. This is classification. Why all these mathematics is there here in classification? It looks very easy. Even we are doing CM2 now. There also use binomial tree extensively. Suppose someone wants to pursue machine learning and he is from programming background. Then you ask, and he or she comes and says, I want to learn machine learning models. I'm from programming background. Obviously, we'll ask a question whether you are from mathematics background or not. Mathematics, when I say, it's mathematics till 12th class, till graduation, say. And this is mathematics till 12th class. So yes means yes, I've done mathematics till graduation. No, I didn't study mathematics till graduation. Then we'll ask another question here. We divide math till 12th class. Didn't study math, okay? Math till 10th class. So if this guy studied mathematics till graduation, then obviously we'll say yes, you go on with ML models. It will not create any problem. Then also we can ask whether you will learn statistics or not. Then we'll say, okay, what is the chance, how much time it will take? That's a separate thing. However, if it's no, there are two. Here, 12 math, then we'll ask, do you remember or not? You have to brush up whenever required, and you will be needing a bit of statistics. Then finally, we say it's okay. If you studied math till 12th class, you know linear algebra, you know calculus, will use extensively here, then it's possible you can develop whatever. Maybe you will require more time, but you will be able to study there will be no problem. But here we'll put a question mark. This is called classification. So we classify. This is a binomial tree, 2 we have divided. Now the problem here is when you do this classification, suppose you have people who are from programming background, statistics background, mathematics background, commerce background, actual science background. So from where you start? Suppose instead of starting from programming, you ask a question, are you from statistics background or are you from math background? If you are from math background, till what level you have done mathematics? Till 12th class, till graduation, till post-graduation. Then we divide, you know programming or not. Yes, you know programming. Then you know Python programming or not. No, I don't know Python programming. Then we'll say, okay, you have to learn Python programming. If you know Python programming and you are from math background, then go ahead directly. So how to start with a node? Which node you start so that it will be beneficial for you? Again, in terms of loss, we divide and entropy here. We have different algorithms. So then suppose the first one is over. Then how to go here and further divide this into, you divide which should be the first node. Then here, whatever data will be there, we'll start with this next time. Suppose your data is there. Then in this node, data will be divided into, suppose 3 rows will come here and 2 rows will come here. Then again you further subdivide this way. So when you travel this way, you need to decide which node you have to take here, which one you have to take here, which one you have to take here. There we'll use a mathematical formula. That formula is here. Okay, that formula wherever I showed. Okay, never mind. That formula is required. We'll start with classification this time. Last time I started with the regression, but now some of you don't know regression, so no problem. If you complete CS1, that is that's there towards the end, so you'll be able to learn this one. That will help you. The regression, if you have done, that will help you 30%. Regression of actual science. Then you have to learn a bit more here, because we'll use sklearn. There are different platforms you can do. We'll use sklearn. So most of the things are here, and we have start models also. We don't need to do all calculation, so it will be, your life will be very easy when you do sklearn. This is the most popular platform to apply your models. Then comes TensorFlow, but we do here sklearn. Very, very easy. The only thing you need to understand is the math behind all these programs like regression, classification. So when you study this regression, then you can do this one. So those who have never studied regression, I'll tell you the chapter number and all that. You go through this one. It will take 1 week to complete this one. 3 classes means 10 days it will take. So within 10 days you can complete this. Then we'll come back here and easily we can do that. Now, if you see the difference between classification and regression, in regression what we do is we predict. Suppose here what will happen. This is one data point. That means here this happened. At this point this happened. This is a data point. That means what? At this point this happened. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. Suppose if you have 10,000 corona patients, COVID patients, 1,000 are dying. If you have 20,000 corona patients, then how many died? You check it. Say it's 1,500 or 1,550 data. It's not twice exactly here. Then you have to find the reason. So this is x-axis, this is y-axis. You find this line. See, this line is here. This line is the model. That model you need to find. In regression, we find that the equation of the line. Suppose the equation of the line is 2x plus 1. This is the model. You have to come up with a model. And finally, what will happen? For some value of x, you have to predict y from the line. That we do. So ultimately here in regression problem, what we do is we find the line of best fit. Here in this is again linear regression. We have logistic regression. We'll go to that later. But in linear regression, because regression start with linear, that's why everywhere we show linear diagram. We find a linear line. We find a line, straight line, which will fit to this data. See, still you are not getting this way. This is a perfect line, not always possible. So we manage. If you have some error, this is the line, green line. So this is not on the line, this is not on the line. You know, those who studied regression, how you do. We accept with some error. We'll do that here as well. I will take little time to discuss about this. Last time videos also I can share you. Directly we'll go to Python implementation, and whatever more is there, I'll explain you. Coming back to this one, this is a classification problem. There are so many classification problems in everyday life we encounter. See, we have to classify into parts. They look different. This is one, this is one. They look different. So you have to classify things. If you come here, this is not classification. You have to know what is classification. See, this is training. We'll train, then we'll get a model. After training, what will happen is that model, whatever model we get in testing phase, you show this one. You ask, what is this? Whatever model you have, that should answer it's green. If you show this, it should say it's green. That's how we trained. You trained. You show a lot of types of apples like yellow, green, and red, whatever there. You train the model. Then what will happen in the testing phase? You show this one. See here, label. These are called label. Yellow, green. These are called label here. So without label you ask, they will give you labels. That way that means it's classification problem. I can write, okay, no problem. Here, what will happen is your model will be able to classify what is green, what is yellow, what is red. So here you can divide into 3 parts. And if someone says, okay, you tell me what is this? What is the color of this? This is green apple. So you are able to classify what is green, what is yellow, what is red. If you know classification, how to train and then test, then you will be able to do this. So this is classification problem. But coming to unsupervised models, here as well you see the same type, but it's different. This is clustering. This is different from that. In clustering, this is an unsupervised learning problem. I'll again tell you what is the difference between supervised and unsupervised, but now for the time being, you just see, we are not saying what is the color here. Our task is, see, this is also type of classification, but this is called clustering. This is not classification because we don't have labels here. Green, red, we are not interested in that. If you didn't understand this one, I'll give you another example. But remember, these are supervised learning thing. Classification, regression, 3 classes it will take. Then let's go down. See, in classification model, suppose this is your input, okay? If this side it comes, you say it's good. If this side it comes, you say bad, okay? That means your age is, suppose this is your age and this is your blood pressure, okay? So if blood pressure comes here, then you say bad. Blood pressure comes here, you say good. So you classify it. So this way you will be able to predict. So you separate it into 2 parts. So if this is your input, you are not finding our output from input. This is not our task here. This is given. 50 is also given, 20 is also given. Now you have to say it's good or bad. Okay, you have to classify good or bad. Okay, you got a mail. This is a spam or this is a normal mail. Classification task, right? So whatever you get in your Gmail, it's automatically separated, right? How it's separated? There are so many rules. I'm not going to those now. So here 2050 is given. For 2050 it comes here. So whatever level we have given, this is good. So your answer will be good. This is a classification model. Now go down. In regression model, 50 is given and we find a line of best fit. This is the line. So data we have not written here. So the question is for 50, what will happen? So this is your data. So you are predicting this 100. So this is the line of best fit. If you know the formula, here formula is y is 2x, then you will be able to say this. Now comes unsupervised learning. See, this diagram means no label, nothing is written here. See here, we have all this. I mean, no label, nothing is written. Finally, you have to make cluster. It's also kind of classification, but no label is given. So when label is not given and you are classifying, you are making classification, then that is called clustering. Label is not given means what? No yellow, blue, green, nothing is given. Only they look similar, right? Nothing, no label here. So automatically it will make clusters. Here three clusters are there. So if you do that way, then this is a part of clustering data. I'll give you one example where label is not there. This is a very common example, and I hope you will be able to follow this properly. This is a very common example. Suppose I will write here so number of wickets and score. We have batsmen, okay, bowlers, but no label will be given. What we give is our input will be like this. Suppose 100 to 0 wickets, okay. This is score, this is wicket, but will not supply anything. Then 100, 108, 1, 150, 2, then 10, 5, 20, 3, okay. This is the data. Here there is no label, only numbers are there. Then 100 to 0 comes here. 108, suppose this is 102, this is 108, and then 1. Suppose it's here. So what will happen is, here you will get some points, and when this is small, okay, this is small means near here, hearing this one, you have number of wickets. Acha, wickets are here, score is here. Okay, I have no other option then. Erase everything. Okay, no problem. 102 here, 0. 108 here, 1. 108, 1. 102, 0. Then 152. So you will get data like this. So these are the ones who scored very high, but they've taken less number of wickets. 0, 1, 2 wickets. Okay. Number of wickets less. Now here runs are less. Okay. Somewhere here 10, 20 like that, but wickets are more here. Number of wickets more 5, 6, 7 like that. So you will get here. So what your model will do, on supervised learning, if you do properly, it will take 20, 21, 3 weeks, 21 days. When I explain, I take only 5 minutes. So you do lot and it's very, very interesting. And all practical applications will be there. You have to implement using Python. And behind the models, you have 50% mathematics, 50% statistics. So 100% math start thing. But for implementation, we'll use Python. Whatever Python you learn, that will be sufficient. We don't need a lot of Python there. Base Python is sufficient. Even we'll not do calculation, we use sklearn. I will show you today. So when you give this data without any label, what is label data? Label data means suppose you write age here and you write gender here and you write insurance claims. We do this in actual science. So what will happen is you write ages and then gender here, whatever, male, female, all that you write. Then there are insurance claims, suppose motor insurance, how they, according to age, they drive and they met with accidents, the data claims we have. So these are called labels. Labels means here in ML we say features, okay? So the labels are given here, but here there is no label. We will not say these are the batsmen, these are the bowler, nothing. Just what we have collected is we have collected the scores and the wickets. We are not saying anything. We'll just input these numbers. Then what will happen? Automatically, your model will give you some clusters. They will say, okay, no, they all the data points, it will be divided into two parts. Then you will get these clusters. Then you don't know. Okay. Suppose you don't know about cricket. You analyze this and you say that, see, I got many points where number of wickets were very high and scores were low. And I got another cluster where the number of wickets were less, however, the scores were high. This is how I got. So what is cricket? So obviously, if I know, I will say, see, this one is this one you label or you term as they have high scores batsmen, right? And these are bowlers because they have taken these wickets. So any label you can give later, but what you will get is they are different. In medical analysis also, they give different clusters. Then the doctor can analyze, okay, what are these and what are these. Here no label. This looks like classification but without labels. So we say clustering. So mostly you see 90% of your work, ML work will be, then we'll go to deep learning. This is the advanced one, deep learning. All AI tasks you can do using deep learning concept. That's a different concept altogether. I'm not going to that. That will take another 3 weeks. But in machine learning, though all are part of AI only, in machine learning, 90% of your work and 10% now presently This is gaining importance. So obviously, this is 2019 thing. I'm saying maybe it's now 20%, 80%. You can say. So here, remember three things: regression. You know a little bit now. Then in regression here, GLM is also there. GLM, if you didn't study in CS1, then because now GLM also in CS1. If you studied CT3, GLM was not there. It was there in CS2. But GLM also comes here. Regression, then comes classification. This is not in actual science. And clustering, I discussed clustering here. So regression, classification, clustering. These three things. Just remember three words. What we know is this regression. That too, you have to implement in Python. And you have to know how to use sklearn here. So this task, classification, it's not there in actual science. I mean, in CS1, CS2 paper, nowhere, CM1, CM2, it's not there. So this whole is new for you. And clustering is not there. Okay. This whole is new for you. You know a little bit of this. So, however, that knowledge, CS1 knowledge will help you. And more theoretical stuff like maximum likelihood estimation, all those here also, those they teach, but yeah, we don't worry about that. Even in machine learning fraternity, if you see, it's mostly practical. We say actual science practical, but it's more practical than that because we implement everything, we come to something, there we study from the material. However, now our implementation is there. Even that implementation is only up to certain problems. Whatever problems you have, that you have to implement, and you have to do the book problems. But here, it's more applied. So you will get a chance to apply your mind here. So that's why this is gaining a lot of importance. Even they are converging, your actual science and machine learning converging. So certain things are not here. Even in CS2, we have one chapter machine learning, only introduction, but you learn in details here. See this website. Although when we use Jupyter, there only will take everything here, will not come here, but I'm showing you because if you know whatever problem you have, you can come and you can check here. We have classification, regression, and clustering. Classification, regression, clustering. See, all they've given clustering different way, regression, and this is your classification. Okay. And this is most used example. Even you must have done in CS1, Virginica, versicolor, and setosa. These are the three flowers. You have to separate them. You have to classify. You have to make three. Okay, I mean separate. So in 2D, if it's not possible, you have to make it in 3D. This will come in Matplotlib. If you learn Matplotlib properly, you will be able to draw a graph like this. This is visualization. And lot of things are there. If you can user guide, API, examples, linear model, linear quadratic, all these support vector machines, this one will do. Nearest neighborhood, everything, naive Bayesian analysis, if you have done in actual science, that will help you. Decision tree. Even we have sufficient Python code here. This is your decision tree. See, this is your decision tree. So the sample, the value, the class, Zitosa, then how you divided and all that. Finally, you'll get this way. See the Python code given for everything. That is why people, they want to do Python, because most of the things are available here. If you do using R, you have to do it separately. All support will be here. Classification. See your Python code, everything is here, and if you write the code, and automatically things will happen. We went here already. Image analysis will do. And then all these are there. So lot of information you have already. You can do this way, and you can go one by one. Feature extraction, semi-supervised. Lot of things are here. Neural network. This comes in deep learning. This is neural network. Yeah. So now you have just overall idea what we'll be doing. We'll start from class 1, and we'll continue. I'll try to I'll start with classification, and I'll try to do in 2 classes. If not possible, we'll have another class. In 2 to 3 classes, we'll complete one by one. You have to implement using Python. I will explain you with one code, then one code you have to do. Everywhere you have to write, suppose two, for 2 you do. So 2 sets of code if you write, if you complete everything, because classification is not one thing. There are so many algorithms, and differently how you can do, those you have to learn. So ultimately, when you complete this course, you would have implemented how many? Around 30, 20 to 30, Python files you must have. Okay. So there also you learn a lot of Python application, actually, how to use in machine learning. So next 1.5 months, if you spend properly, you learn a lot. You'll be able to know after 1.5 months. But the only thing is, if you keep things pending, it will create a lot of problem. I know I have students, last time I taught, even Anu is not there. I didn't call her because she was unable to follow. She completed most of the things, but she didn't revise. So whenever I do something, you have to immediately, whatever time is given, 1 week, you have to implement those. Then it will be easier for you. You can remember and you can learn properly. Then, when the time is there, I will complete in the other class pandas, matplotlib, some data science concepts. Here, machine learning, deep learning. So that way, everything, whatever your plan is, will be able to do in maximum of 2 months time. Okay. Yeah, that's all for today. Class is over.